don't know if you all can hear those sirens in the background, and if so, I'm sorry. It doesn't look like my mic's picking it up, but it'll be alright. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to some more Littleroot Laddering. So this week we are officially finishing up all of the restricteds in Series 8. This week playing Eternatus, provided to us by EB on Discord. So shout out to him. Thank you very much for putting this together for me, Eric. Really excited to play this. So let's just jump in. Let's talk about the team a little bit first here. So we have a couple different modes with the team. We have like Togekiss as redirection and helping hand, like very good in this current format, in my opinion. It's currently calced to be able to live a +1 Behemoth Blade from Zacian. We have Lapras as well as Colossal as Dynamax targets here, pairing with Urshifu for both of those. Coincidentally, Aqua Jet works particularly well on both of them, seeing how Lapras is water absorbed, so in a pinch we can heal back some HP. Eternatus with the Power Herb and Meteor Beam is going to be able to do a ton of damage, and then we back all that up with Min Speed Rillaboom, which I honestly actually like a lot, just because most Indeedis are most likely not Min Speed, and as a result we can get Terrain off and prevent Trick Room that way by getting a Taunt off into whatever we need to. Following it up with like Knockoff and Grassy Glide as well. So really excited to play this. I have not played a single game with the team, so let's just jump in and see how well this goes, see if we can get into Master Ball this week with this team. Maybe. Alright, so let's see game number 1, what we are up against and what we're bringing here. So once again, shout outs to Eric for putting this team together for us. It's a little later than I anticipated, but it's all right. Instead, we got Rayquaza last week, and we get to finish up the Series 8, the restricteds for Series 8 with a really, really interesting team. I'm interested in seeing how much damage we can actually output with Eternatus. I know early on in the format there was a like Cosmic Power Toxic Stall team going on with Eternatus, and I'm interested in seeing how this lines up compared to that. And more importantly, just how well like Eternatus lines up against opposing Dynamax, and seeing how it itself can't, similar to Zacian and Zamazenta. So let's just get into the first game here against Palkia. Well, I think Eternatus is going to line up particularly okay against Palkia. Backing that up with Coco and Alolan Raichu. We have Landorus, Bronzong, and Urshifu on their end as well. Bronzong, not a mon we see a ton of in the current format. Honestly, I really like Colossal here. If pending, we could get a, if we could deal with Palkia. And I'm not entirely sure that Colossal is the best, solution to answering Palkia. So I think we might do, Lapras plus... I really want late game Colossal here. So this might be, Lapras plus Eternatus. Could be Rillaboom plus Eternatus. Rillaboom is going to set up our terrain instead of the Coco, which could be good. Then backed up with Cole and Urshifu in the back. Rillaboom's going to apply decent pressure to the Palkia. It might be a mistake not to bring Togekiss here, but I think with them having double electric, I like leaving Lapras and Togekiss at home, just because it does line up extremely poorly against that mode of their team. So So there is Raichu Palkia on the lead. This is fine. Could anticipate the switch into Coco. So I think the play here is to... I like going for a knockoff into the Raichu, potentially get rid of a Focus Sash there. And going for a Protect on the Eternatus this turn. This is going to prevent the Fake Out plus Dynamax into that slot. This is going to prevent Fake Out plus Wormwind taking out Eternatus this turn. And honestly, if we can stall out their Dynamax with the Palkia, I think we can be in a pretty good position for Colossal to come in late game and clean up here. And going for the knockoff here, it's so we don't lose our priority. Granted, they could switch out Palkia into Coco, but they're not going to. It looks like it's going to be a Dynamax from the Palkia here. All according to plan. So this turn I am anticipating Wormwind plus Fake Out into the Eternatus. So I think our best play is exactly what we did here. Gonna get pretty decent chip in on the Raichu. Yep, there's the Fake Out. There's a Wormwind. This is unfortunately going to lower the attack on the Rillaboom, so our knockoff isn't going to do as much. But we are going to potentially get rid of their Focus Sash or whatever their item is here. Presumably Focus Sash. No Sash, and even at -1 we pick up the KO. So that's awesome. Assault Vest, okay. I respect it. I myself have played many teams with Assault Vest Raichu, just not Alola Chew. So now they're going to bring in Bronzong. And if I was a betting man, I would say there's probably a lefties on that thing. But I'm going to just go for a taunt into it to prevent like Iron Defense plus lefties. I mean, like Iron Defense protect Trick Room shenanigans there. And then we're going to go for the Dynamax skin into this Palkia. Need to know if we outspeed this thing. Ooh, Ally Switch is real unfortunate there for us. Probably going to lose Eternatus this turn, unfortunately. But we do get to see this super sick animation. Unfortunately, just into the wrong Mon. Oh, that was a crit, too. Yep, the Wormwind is going to take out the Eternatus, but that's kind of fine for us. Like, all actuality, that's pretty fine. So I think our play, then, is to bring in Cole. We're going to get the taunt off into the Palkia. There's the lefties. So the question is, are they smart and go for... Do they go for another ally switch, anticipating us to taunt that slot again? I think our play is to just switch into Urshifu, who can take this hit, and just immediately go for a max guard here. This is going to stall out their last turn of Dynamax. And it's going to safely get in. I'm anticipating a Geyser into the Colossal this turn. So by doing this, we're safely getting in Urshifu against them. They could try to set up a Trick Room this turn, seeing how we're bringing in Cole. But if that's the case, then we just don't trigger the policy on Cole next turn. Well, I mean, as a result, we're not going to trigger the Steam Engine as well, and then we can just fire off a Vocalith and start having chip damage going. But I think it is correct next turn to try to take this Palkia out before it becomes too big of a problem. Like, now that their Dynamax is going to be over, I think this is the correct play. We do see the Geyser into the Colossal, and we are going to see a Trick Room go up. Okay, this is pretty okay by all accounts for us. It's not the best case scenario, but I'm pretty okay with what has happened. Because now what we can do is Palkia's Dynamax is going to end. Colossal's the slowest thing on the field. So what we can do is we can go for a close combat into... Actually... We can go for a close combat, or we can switch out. Does switching out do anything for us? 2 turns of terrain left. I think it's correct to double into the Palkia this turn. Go for the Vocalith here. This could be ally switch. It is. Okay. I'm kind of okay with this. I debated targeting down the Bronzong slot anyway, but we might lose Colossal now, and that would be really unfortunate. But we are going to get a close combat into that slot, and it's going to do okay damage. We do get the Vocalith chip going now. Yeah, and we do unfortunately call that incorrectly. We are going to lose Cole. But I think Rillaboom might be enough to clean up this end game. And like dropping our defenses here really doesn't matter on the Urshifu. The Bronzong is going to go down to chip off the Vocalist, so we don't have to worry about that now. I wonder if this is policy on the Palkia, because it's not Life Orb. So that kind of narrows down what it could be. We know it's not Assault Vest. And this is Coco. Oh, it's Lando as their last. That's really unfortunate, actually. Because getting this Intimidate off on our double physical attackers is not great. But I'm kind of okay with this because we can just go for... We can go for an Aqua Jet. No, I want to go for a Surging Strikes into the Landorus. And we can go for a... Oh. I think it's correct to double the Landorus this turn. It's really unfortunate if they do protect it. But I think they're more likely to protect it than they are the Palkia. Because, like, in the face of Urshifu plus Rillaboom... Actually, no, we're not even going to see a protect. This is even better. I forgot that we have, Unseen Fist, so we just get to hit regardless. This is going to put our Urshifu down to Sash, and I am completely okay with that. The Surging Strikes should be enough to pick up the KO on the Urshifu here. Oh yeah, not even close. Just critting through the Intimidate there is really, really important for us. The Spatial Rend is the high crit move, correct? Roar of Time is the other one. Increased crit. Okay. So we can protect Urshifu this turn. And we can fire off a Grassy Glide here. It'll be neutral damage. Just trying to stall out an extra turn of Trick Room here if we can. It is -1. Flamethrower into my Rillaboom. Today I learned Palkia gets access to Flamethrower. Do we go for the double? We could Aqua Jet, but I don't think that does anything. They can only pick up 1 KO this turn. I think it is correct to just double in. Yeah, no protect. Question is who do they pick up the KO on? They're going to go after the Urshifu. See, that's really unfortunate because Trick Room ends this turn, But Volcalith is going to come in clutch for us. Alrighty. So, we didn't get to fully utilize our Dynamax compared to our opponent. But what we did get to do is one single Volcalith basically won us that game. Volcalith single-handedly picked up 2 KOs, which I don't think we could have gotten otherwise. Granted, had we got the taunt off into the Bronzong, I think that game would have been over anyway. But them going for the ally switch there was super smart on their part. Just being able to prevent any kinds of like shenanigans that we had going on. Our opponent played that really well in all actuality. Really, really good games there. So I don't know if you all can hear those sirens in the background, and if so, I'm sorry. It doesn't look like my mic's picking it up, but it'll be alright. Alrighty, game number 2 of the day. We got Rain with Zacian. Backed up by Eternatus, Landorus, and Dragapult. Alright. So, after last night's, conundrum, we are going to get paired up here for game number 2 now. So, yeah, those sirens I heard last night ended up being the tornado sirens. Evidently, there was a tornado spotted about a few miles south of town, and they were concerned that it was going to go north into town. So here we are. So let's see. Groudon, Venu, Zard, backed up with P2, Celesteela, and Umbreon. I believe this is the team that won the women's tour. It looks very familiar if it's not. Or very similar, I should say. Similar is the more accurate descriptor there. I mean, Cole seems really good against everything except Groudon. Which, I mean, we don't have Solar Beam for it, but that's kind of unfortunate. I honestly think this is just like Urshifu, Cole, Eternatus in the back, Lapras in the back. Lapras is really, really good here if we can take care of Venusaur. And even if we don't, like, Venusaurs typically carry, like, Leaf Storm as their damaging attack. So, shouldn't have too much of a problem there if that is their plan. If they want to lead, like, P2, we can instead Dynamax, like, the Urshifu and go for a Max Knuckle into it and try to do damage that way. But we'll figure this out. Hopefully, no more inclement weather tonight or anything else, and we can actually get some recording in and see how this does. So they are going to lead Venu, Dawn into our Urshifu and Colossal. This is great for us. Drought's going to reduce the damage of our Aqua Jet, which then is going to make us faster than Venusaur. So I see no reason. Oh, honestly, I think the correct play is to take down the Groudon first. Like, a Precipice Blades is really going to hurt. What if they Dynamax? What if they Dynamax Groudon here? How do we answer that? I guess Lapras, which doesn't seem great, but I think that's the play. Yeah, let's go for a Max Flare into the Groudon here. Just see how much damage we can do. They're not going to Dynamax, so that's good for us. Question is what are they planning to do? This could just be like Precipice Blades. I wonder if +2 Cole can take out a Assault Vest Groudon. Like, that's like the one item that comes to mind that they might be here. That was extremely loud compared to what I expected. Alright, cool. Fire Groudon. Is this Sleep Powder? No, it is just going to be Leaf Storm. Which, I mean, that'll do a chunk, but now their special attack is dropped. And it is Life Orb on the Venu, so that's cool. I really think they anticipated the Groudon just to be able to do as much as they needed to here. And honestly, Celesteela comes out. I'm just going to... we're going to go into Eternatus here. And the Celesteela is the big threat here, in my opinion. Yeah, opponent concurs that this battle is over. I don't think they anticipated one-shotting their Groudon. And that's really great for us, so I will take it. Cole has just been very, very great for us. Granted, game number 1, we won because of Cole. But like we didn't really get to do Cole things. Like it wasn't a traditional Colossal game. But that game, it just super easily a Colossal game, and really just got to showcase the strength of it there. Really surprised how much the Aqua Jet did, even in Sun. Like, that was half damage. So... Alright, well, now we see the other end of the spectrum with Kyogre. Kyogre backed up with Raichu, Lando, Celesteela again, Grimmsnarl, and Urshifu of their own. So no Tornadus, no Tailwind at all, actually. So this might just be a slower Kyogre. And honestly, Rillaboom just eats it alive. Rillaboom is mostly threatened. I could see them bringing, like, Landorus alongside it. Lapras just eats this alive. And I think we want to back it up with, like, Eternatus and Urshifu, I think, here. I don't really think this is a Togekiss game. Doesn't line up particularly well against Kyogre, just because like their damaging attacks are spread moves typically. Doesn't line up well against Celesteela or Landorus. Raichu eats it alive. It's like it's literally there for Urshifu and Grimmsnarl, which could be a threat, but I think this is fine. Let's see what our opponent's going to do here to wrap up the day. I've been very impressed with this team. We haven't really got to do Eternatus things yet, but we've definitely got to do Cole things, and this team has impressed me. It's felt very, very clean. And this might just be a Lapras game and just run away with it there. But let's see what opponent's going to bring here. It is going to be Grimmsnarl, Kyogre up front. I wonder if this is going to be Fake Out on 1. I could see Fake Out plus Water Spout. So I think our goal is to remove the Grimmsnarl as quickly as possible here. They don't have a way of manipulating terrain here at all. So we are in full control of the terrain. So yeah, we'll just go for the Fake Out into it. I want to go for a Resonance here. Kyogre most likely is faster than us, but I do want to get screens up for us in the late game here. And I want to be able to have the potential for screens. Like, screens seems really important when we're facing down a Kyogre, especially a Dynamax Kyogre here. There's that big, goofy grin. Does anyone else think that, like, Kyogre's grin is just super, super creepy? Like, it's a whale, and it feels weird for it to have teeth. Is that weird for anyone else, or just me? So we are going to get the Fake Out off into the Grimmsnarl. Going to do a ton of damage there. And we do see the Max Lightning into Lapras. We should eat this up. Oh yeah. Unfortunately, we aren't going to live another one, but I'm kind of fine with that. Because we're going to get screens up. And it is Life Orb Kyogre. So screens do go up now. And they are, by them going for the lightning there, they did change the terrain, which is really unfortunate for us. Because now Grassy Glide is not only boosted, but also normal priority. It's not the boosted priority that it normally would be. Citrus Grimmsnarl. I can't say I've ever seen that before. So I think this turn, I'm going to go for a knockoff into the Kyogre, get rid of that Life Orb, and we're going to go for a Max Guard, anticipating them to try to pick up the KO here. And I think between screens and... Uh-oh. Oh no, that's not good for us. That's unfortunate. This is a really interesting Kyogre set. Typically, you don't see you don't see access to both Hail and Thunder on Kyogre. So it's strange to me that they do have both here. This might be one of those instances where we need to Aqua Jet our own Lapras to heal. We could also Aqua Jet the Grimmsnarl to try to pick up a KO, but I don't think it's going to be enough. So let's try this and just see what we can actually do here. And then we will go for that lightning into the Kyogre. Hopefully behind screens plus water absorb here, we can actually get into a range where we're not dead to lightning. I'm gonna see Scary Face into the Grimmsnarl. I mean into the Urshifu. That's fine by me. We do see the lightning into Urshifu as well. Gonna put it down to Sash, that's fine. They're gonna lose a little more thanks to their Life Orb, but now we have a super effective. So this is not Screen's Grimmsnarl, which is really interesting. We are going to lose Urshifu now to Hail, which is really unfortunate. But their Dynamax is over. And I'm pretty sure this is... I wonder if this is bulky Kyogre. Like, just seeing how that was a crit that we did that much with. I think we need to protect Eternatus this turn. I think our play is to protect. The question is, are you... I wonder if they bring in Raichu here. I think it's safe to go for the Freeze Dry here. Just anticipating them potentially having Raichu. We don't want to go for the Thunder here. Plus, Thunder has a chance to miss because it is hailing instead of rain. They might want to reset the weather with Kyogre for the late game. So there is a non-zero chance that they switch out here. They don't. They are going to stay in. We do get the Protect off. Kyogre's also going to protect. Good protect on their end. We do see the Scary Face into Eternatus. I think we had to go for the double. I think that's how we win this game, is we go for the double and we get it. Like, if we hit this, I think we're in a very winning position. I think... I really don't see another play. We don't get the double, which is unfortunate. They are going to Scary Face down our Eternatus. There is the Ice Beam. I'm surprised to see Scary Face there and not... Oh! Oh! Well, that's unfortunate. Because I don't think we can win now. I honestly expected that to do more. I'm not going to lie to y'all. Like, granted, we had screens up. But I really expected that to do more. Here comes the Landorus. They are going to get an Intimidate off on us. I'm surprised to actually see Landorus here. Seeing how, like, we have Urshifu and Lapras here. Like, I think our play is just to click Protect until we thaw. We can go for the Freeze Dry into Landorus. They might fly this turn. They might also just go for, like, Earthquake. Gonna Fake Tears my Lapras. That's fine. There's the Earthquake. That should be enough to pick up the KO on the Eternatus. I bet their last is Raichu. And they're willing to sacrifice the Landorus to cleanly pick up. Well, we get a freeze. Too bad ours doesn't matter because they go down to... Oh, they don't go down to Hail. That was the last turn of Hail. That's actually a pretty decent freeze then. Because now I can ignore that Landorus for a minute. They have Celesteela as their last. Unfortunately, I don't think we can, like, stall out 3 turns here with Perish Song. So I think our play is just to have to target down the Celesteela. And, like, just ignore the Landorus for a few turns. Super crit. That's actually really good damage. We did, in fact, crit. That would be why. And there's the weakness policy on Celesteela. So this game is over. Yep, there's the Flash Cannon. From a +2 into a -2 behind screens. Yep. We do get the crit, but not quite enough. GG's. Really, really good team. So what could we have done differently in this last game? I think not going for... Like, I think going for the fake out on turn 1 was the optimal play. It might have been... I'm interested to see... like, obviously we don't have the spreads of the Grimmsnarl, but I'm going to... Oh! We do have the spreads of the Grimmsnarl. I'm curious if we could have picked up the KO if we gone for... had we gone for the Geyser in the Rain instead. So 200 HP is going to be max HP? No, not quite. 141. 108. They're plus defense minus special defense? Weird. I don't think that's completely optimal, but okay. Plus defense minus special defense. I have legitimately lax. Okay, weird. 108 is going to... I don't care about that one. I don't care about that stat. And 101. Yeah, so they have investment in on this. So let's put Lapras in. I believe I have a paste for this team. If I can find it. If I can find the paste and see just how much special attack investment we have on this Lapras. That would make this way easier, because I'm not prepared. I actually wasn't expecting to do this calc at all, but here we are. This isn't something I anticipated doing today, but you know, whatever. I actually don't have a paste, so let's assume we are no special attack. Let's put in Hydro Pump. According to this, with 0 investment, it's doing 42 to 49%. It is doing more than Hailstorm would have. So I'm not entirely sure we could have picked up the KO, but I think there was a non-zero chance we could have. Actually looking at this, I definitely think we could have, because the min roll on Geyser is the max roll on Hailstorm. So I think we could have picked up the KO on the Grimmsnarl had we gone for the Geyser instead, and then we just don't have to deal with it at all. Then we can go for the knockoff, because we're not -2 special defense on the Rillaboom there. There's a couple different things we could have done, and I think we could have won that game had we gone for the Geyser instead and just picked up the KO on the Grimmsnarl sooner. But that is going to be it, everyone. Thank you so much for sticking around with us all through the technical difficulties and everything through the last day. I am sorry that this is going up late, but I figured it would be better to have it up late than not at all. So that is going to be it for today, everyone. Thank you very much. Hit that subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications when new stuff goes live. Pound that like button, and stick around for tomorrow. Carl has a new series going up that he's been working on and is really excited for. So have a good one, everyone. Peace.